If you got hit and you know you were not at fault, your brain immediately goes to one thought. This should be simple. Their insurance pays, my car gets fixed, my bills get covered, done. But explained in plain English, here's the truth in Tennessee. Not at fault is not a magic button. It is a position you still have to prove, protect, and defend. And if you do not protect it early, the insurance company has room to shrink your claim later. I'm attorney John Griffith, and I've been practicing law and helping clients just like you in the state of Tennessee for over 28 years. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the claims process in a nutshell. What to do first, who pays, how medical bills actually get handled, and the mistakes that turn a clean case into a fight. Picture this. You're stopped at a red light in Nashville. A car slams into you from behind. You're rattled, your neck is tight, and the other driver is already apologizing. Your first job is safety. Check yourself, check your passengers. If anyone is hurt, call 911. Even if it feels minor, do not guess. Some injuries show up later, and you want medical help and documentation early. Your second job is to stay at the scene and do the basics the right way. Tennessee law expects drivers involved in injury crashes to stop and remain at the scene, and it ties that duty to providing information and rendering reasonable aid. Now, practical steps you can do in 5 minutes that can protect your case for 5 months. Take videos and photographs, get wide shots and close-ups, your car, their car, license plates, the intersection, traffic lights, skid marks, debris, weather, anything that shows how the crash happened. Get witness information. If someone saw it, get a name and number. A neutral witness can shut down a blame game fast. Get the other driver's information, name, phone, insurance, and a photo of their driver's license if they will cooperate. Keep your words simple. Be polite. Do not argue. Do not diagnose yourself. Do not say things like, I'm fine, or I did not even see you. Stick to facts. And if police respond, get the officer's name and the report number before you leave. Medical comes first, even if you feel okay. Here's the hard part. Adrenaline lies. You can walk away from a crash and feel okay, then wake up the next morning with a pounding headache, stiff neck, low back pain, or numbness down your arm. Get checked out, same day if possible, and as soon as you reasonably can. Then follow the plan. If you skip appointments or stop treatment and restart weeks later, the insurance company will call that a gap. Gaps are where low offers are born. Also, start a simple injury journal. Nothing dramatic, just notes like could not sleep, missed work, could not lift my kid, needed help driving, headaches return. That becomes a clean, believable record of how the injury affected your life. Who pays when you are not at fault in Tennessee? Tennessee is an at-fault state, which means the driver who caused the crash is financially responsible for the damages they cause. In most cases, that means you make a claim against their liability insurance. Here's what people do not realize. The minimum liability limits can be so low compared to real-life medical costs and modern vehicle prices. Tennessee's published limits are $25,000 per person for bodily injury, $50,000 per accident for bodily injury, and $25,000 for property damage. So even when fault is clear, there are two common problems. Problem one, the insurance company delays or disputes. They may say they are still investigating. They may claim they cannot accept liability yet. They may ask you for a recorded statement or extra paperwork. Problem two, there's not enough coverage. If your medical care, missed work, and pain exceed the available policy, you may need to look at additional options. This is why many people end up running two tracks at the same time. Track A, a third-party claim with the at-fault driver's insurer, and Track B, a claim under your own policy limits depending on what you carry. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage are big. State law requires auto policies to include uninsured motorist coverage unless the name insured, you, reject it in writing and it explains how the coverage works. In plain English, that coverage can protect you if the other driver has no insurance, not enough insurance, or in certain hit-and-run situations. Property damage, getting the car fixed without getting trapped. Most people think the whole claim is about the car. For the insurance company, the car is the easiest part. Injuries are where value lives and also where they fight the hardest. A few key points for property damage. You can choose where your car is repaired. If you're going through your own policy, Tennessee's unfair claims settlement rules include a requirement that an insurer notify a policyholder of their right to choose a vendor for repairs unless the policy provides for a specific vendor. And the rules also say insurers should not require a first-party claimant to travel an unreasonable distance to get an estimate or have the car repaired at a specific shop. If the car is totaled, understand what they owe. A total loss offer is typically based on actual cash value, meaning what the vehicle's worth right before the crash, not what you still owe on the loan. Ask for the valuation report. Check the comparable vehicles they use. Make sure trim level, mileage, and options are accurate. Watch the paperwork. This is a big one. Sometimes the insurer will try to wrap the property damage and bodily injury into one release. You do not want to sign away an injury claim just to get your car money faster. Slow down, read before you sign, ask questions. If you are unsure, get legal advice before you lock yourself in. Medical bills. Why you still get medical bills even when you are not at fault. This part surprises people even when the other driver is clearly at fault. The hospital and your doctor still bill you. They do not wait around for an insurance adjuster to feel generous. So you may see bills coming from the ER, imaging like CT or MRI, specialists, physical therapy, prescriptions. How those get paid can involve a mix of health insurance, medical payments coverage if you carry it, and reimbursement or settlement money later on. The key for you is simple. Save everything. Bills, receipts, pharmacy printouts, mileage to appointments, time missed from work. The cleaner your documentation, the harder it is for an adjuster to pretend your damages are unclear. Insurance games to expect even when you're not at fault. If I could protect you from one thing, it would be this. The other side will often act friendly while they collect ammo. Here are the common moves. The recorded statement request. They will say it's routine. What it really is a chance to lock you into wording before you know all of your injuries. The broad medical authorization. They may ask you to sign forms so they can get your records. Be careful. You want the records relevant to the crash only, not your entire history handed over to them without limits. The quick settlement. They offer money fast. You sign a release, case closed. Then the pain gets worse or treatment expands and you cannot reopen it. The blame squeeze. Tennessee uses a modified comparative fault system. That means if they can pin enough fault on you, your recovery can shrink. And if your fault is high enough, you can be barred from recovering at all. This is why you never casually agree with blame language like, well, maybe I stopped too suddenly, or I might have been going a little fast. Stick to what you know. Delays. Dragging their feet is a strategy. People with bills and car problems get desperate. Desperate people take lowball offers. Also, Tennessee law lists certain insurer behaviors as unfair claims practices, including misrepresenting relevant facts or policy provisions and failing to attempt a prompt fair settlement when liability is reasonably clear. Hit and run or no insurance. If the other driver takes off or has no valid insurance, do not assume you are stuck. This is exactly where uninsured motorist coverage can matter. Tennessee's uninsured motorist statute explains that uninsured motorist coverage is included in auto policies unless it's rejected in writing by you. And it also includes requirements tied to certain unknown driver situations. The practical takeaway is report the crash to law enforcement, gather whatever evidence you can, and treat it like a real case, because it is. Deadlines you cannot ignore in Tennessee. Tennessee has a short window for personal injury cases. The general statute of limitations for injuries to the person is 1 year. Also, depending on circumstances, Tennessee may require an owner or driver to submit a personal crash report to the Department of Safety within 20 days in certain types of crashes, even in addition to an officer's report. The point is not to memorize forms. The point is to not wait. Waiting is how people lose rights. Make it make sense. Call a lawyer. If the crash is truly minor, no injury, and the insurer is paying fairly, you may not need a lawyer. But if any of these are true, at least get a consultation. If you have ongoing pain, therapy, injections, surgery talk, or anything that is not a quick recovery, if the insurer is blaming you at all, if you missed work or cannot do your normal job, if the at-fault driver has low limits and you suspect the case is bigger than the available coverage, if they are pressuring you to give statements or sign broad releases, An experienced Tennessee injury lawyer can take over the calls, gather the records, calculate the real value, and push back when the adjuster tries to discount your claim. So let's recap. After a not at fault car accident in Tennessee, your first job is to stay safe and document everything. You'll file claims with the at fault driver's insurance and possibly your own. Watch for insurance tricks, know your rights about repairs and medical bills, and don't hesitate to talk to a lawyer if things get complicated. You're not alone in this process. If you found this breakdown helpful, you're going to want to watch our next video, 5 Secrets to Double Your Car Accident Injury Settlement. These are insider tips most folks never hear, tips that could literally mean thousands more in your settlement check. Don't miss it, protect your rights, and maximize your recovery. See you over there.